Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you for checking out the State of the Saints podcast post-game show for the Week 17 matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. And the New Orleans Saints in Week 17 get a big victory over the Carolina Panthers, 33-7. And with that victory, the New Orleans Saints have run the NFC South gauntlet and have swept every single team in the NFC South. That's right. They swept the Carolina Panthers. They swept the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they swept. That's right. Swept the Atlanta Falcons. So with that being said, I think we can all agree that the New Orleans Saints are the best team in the NFC South. I don't care how many points Tom Brady is putting up with his cast of friends over there in Tampa. I can care less about the Atlanta Falcons, who are trying to find another coach and a personality of their own. And speaking of personalities, how is Carolina expecting to win with the Saints offense? I have not a clue. Hopefully they'll have a better chance next year. But for the fourth consecutive year, the Saints have the NFC South Championship. And for the first time in conference in division history, they have swept every single team. All right. So let's just go ahead and just make that very, very clear. Okay. All these teams in NFC South, all y'all can do is just sit back and hope that the Saints slip up. And not only did the Saints win Week 17, the Saints won Week 17 with some backup running backs. All right. Running back by committee. And look, you can say whatever you want about the offensive line. In some situations, they deserve the criticism. But God dog, when you can get a guy off the street that was in a wide receiver room in Ty Montgomery and come out there and rush the ball 18 times for 105 yards, okay, that is something that is extremely impressive right there. So the Saints, I'm happy to see this because they're going to need this running game going into the playoffs when they take on the Chicago Bears, who we're going to talk about in just a second. Now, there was some heartbreaking situations that took place on today. One in particular is the Saints don't have the number one seed. The Green Bay Packers knocked off the team that the Saints are going to be playing next week in the Chicago Bears. So with that, the Green Bay Packers ended up getting the number one seed. But look, we've seen this movie before, man. The Saints had an opportunity to handle their own damn business, and they didn't do it. The Saints did not do it. When you slip up against teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, that's what happened. That is the reason why you could not afford to go out there and lose those type of games. You couldn't do it. So with that, the Green Bay Packers slid in front of the Saints, and they did not give it up, okay? I mean, that's what good teams do. They do not relinquish those opportunities, and Green Bay did not do that. So the road to the Super Bowl in NFC goes through Lambeau Field. So, I mean, the Saints are the number 2 seed, and I tell you this, Who Dat Nation, this is a good spot to be in because if the New Orleans Saints stay at the number 2 seed, there's a possibility that the NFC Championship game can still be in New Orleans. Okay, if the Green Bay Packers lose in a divisional round to a team like, I don't know, maybe the Seahawks or maybe the Rams or maybe even the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who beat them earlier, then that means that the New Orleans Saints could have an opportunity to play in an NFC Championship game. Look, let's go ahead and go over some of the things that we've seen in this game. First off, the Saints started off a little bit rocky in this game. Drew Brees, they were getting pressure on him and stuff like that. I was a little bit nerve-wracked about that. But they settled down, and you started to see guys start to make plays. People like Emmanuel Sanders, who ended up getting his 60 catches and getting a $500,000 bonus in the process. We see Marquez Callaway, man, basically catch a one-hand pass on the sidelines. That's pretty optimistic to see, man, especially going forward. The future is definitely bright at the wide receiver position between Marquez Callaway and Michael Thomas. Boy, I tell you that right now. I mean, and Marquez Callaway, he definitely deserving right now to wear that number 12 that was once worn by one of the best Saints wide receivers of all time in Marcus Colston. The Saints running game picked up. They did a really good job. I don't know what happened with Tony Jones Jr. I also know that Taysom Hill left the game. Hopefully it doesn't seem like hopefully it's not that serious. But the New Orleans Saints, they got the job done. On defense, they was getting pressure on P.J. Walker as also with Teddy Bridgewater. They were able to get some interceptions, and they were using some guys that came off the practice squad. I mean, you look at Haley, he came off the practice squad. He had an interception, and he made a tackle to get the turnover on downs. People were kind of, criticizing the guy, which, how can you criticize a guy that was basically on the street on the practice squad a couple of days ago, and you expected him to come out here and play like he Earl Thomas or Ed Reed or something like that. If he can play like that, he wouldn't be on the practice squad. But the guy was out there. He played it tough, and he did a pretty good job. J.T. Gray was out there making, some tackles and stuff like that. Ken Crawley had an interception. It was a shock to me. I mean, but the Saints should have had way more than 5 turnovers in this game. So those opportunities that you're going to have to take advantage of going into the postseason. Janoris Jenkins could have had a pick 6. Malcolm Jenkins could have had an interception. Could have had 2 interceptions. Lattimore had his hand on 2 interceptions. So there's a reason why those guys play defense. I can tell you that. But the Saints, they really did flex their muscle. They started to get pressure on those guys. Carl Granderson stepped up. Trey Hendrickson had a sack early in the game. Marcus Davenport, look, dude is out there looking like a straight scrub. I'm not going to lie about that. He did tee off on P.J. Walker that set up the interception by P.J. Williams, in this game. But nevertheless, man, they need a better performance out of him, especially like going into the postseason because, like I said, man, people know what's going on right now when it comes to Marcus Davenport, and they're running to his side. They understand that they're going to get success doing so. So he's going to have to step it up going into the postseason. The Saints get the 33-7 victory. Drew Brees looked very strategic in this game. He was 22 of 32, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Like I said, Ty Montgomery did a good job. The Saints ran a total of 30 times in this game. So that's 32 attempts by Drew Brees, 30 rushes. So that's a good balanced attack right there. I don't have anything too bad to say about this. I'm just happy that they got the victory. I'm glad that, they didn't take this game lying down. They didn't go out there playing around with the Carolina Panthers. They did at the beginning, but then they started to realize that this game was, the real deal right here. So we move forward to the wild card round. Like I said, man, there's no time for us to be licking our wounds and feeling bad about playing in a wild card game. We don't know as of right now if the game's going to be on Saturday or Sunday. We're all hoping that the game plays on Sunday because if it does, most likely that means that Alvin Kamara will be able to play in the game versus the Chicago Bears. And look, I just got to say this real quick. The Saints going into the postseason taking on the Chicago Bears. I mean, no disrespect to the Chicago Bears. Last time the Saints played the Bears, it was a tough game. It took overtime and a Will Lutz field goal in order for them to win. But that was out there in Soldier Field. The Saints losing in the playoffs, I don't think I can take too much more of this, okay? If they lose to somebody like Aaron Rodgers, I can accept that. Even if they were to lose to Tom Brady, I think I would be able to accept that. But if you go out there on Wild Card Weekend and lose to Mitchell Trubisky, a Mitchell Trubisky-led team, you can't tell me nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's when you sit around there and say them boys done wet the bed. Because and then you'll have to really look back on the legacy of Drew Brees. Like, seriously, you would have to really look back on his legacy and think about some of the teams that bounced him up out of the playoffs. I'm serious. Okay, we all know he ran through the legendary gauntlet to win a Super Bowl, right? He ran through Kurt Warner. He ran through Brett Favre, and he ran through Peyton Manning to get his first and only Super Bowl championship. But when you start losing to people like Case Keenum, when you start losing to people like Jared Goff, when you losing to people like Kirk Cousins, and then you throw in Mitchell Trubisky, my goodness, dude, like there's nothing that anybody can say, you know what I'm saying, to be able to argue and talk about you up in the top 10. People can legitimately take Drew Brees out of the top 10 based on the people that bounced him out of the playoffs. And look, now that we focusing on the playoffs, man, I'm serious. The Saints gonna have to go out here. They gotta prove some stuff to me, man. I don't want to see no first round exits. Really. Seriously. You are the number 2 seed. You're the number 2 seed. And look, it's unfortunate that the first year in NFL history where the number 2 team don't have a first round bye, it comes at your expense. But at the same time, you're a 12-4 team with one of the top 5 defenses in the league. You got a very respectable secondary. You got a really good pass rush, and you got one of the best linebackers in football in Demario Davis. I don't want to hear anything about New Orleans Saints losing, close games, referees. I don't want to hear that, man. When you're running a ball with Ty Montgomery, 18 carries for 105 yards, when you're out there blocking the way that you've been blocking in a running game, when you're out there getting pressure on the quarterback the way that you've been getting pressure, I don't want to hear any excuses to why you can't beat the Chicago Bears. And I'm not trying to disrespect Chicago. I understand what these guys, what type of threat that they actually impose on the Saints, okay? You got Khalil Mack, you got Roquan Smith, you got Akeem Hicks. I understand all of that. But if we're talking about who's the better team, you got to go with the New Orleans Saints, man. And they need to put their best foot forward and their best product on the field. That is how they got beat last year. That's how they got beat, because they walked into that game against the Minnesota Vikings thinking that we shouldn't have been here. They walked in as a 3 seed, and they just thought that maybe the Vikings will roll over and we're better than them. No. You have to play the team in front of you as if this is the Super Bowl, because it is. The Super Bowl is on the line. And I'm serious, man. There is not a team in the NFC. I don't care what the national media is saying. They can talk about Green Bay till they blue in the face. They can talk about Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams and all them cats, and they good. But when it comes down to it, I would not trade this team for the world. In my eyes, well, from what I see, the adversity that this team has went through throughout the entire year, this is the best team in the NFC. I don't care if Green Bay did beat them head to head. It's not like they blew the Saints out. You know what I'm saying? It came down to a Taysom Hill fumble and a final possession, and we all know Aaron Rodgers is good when it comes to final possessions, just as good as Drew Brees. But don't make it seem like these guys are just going to steamroll their way to the Super Bowl if the Saints end up going to Lambeau. I would not trade this team for the world. I stand by what I said. There's not a team in the NFL can beat the Saints except for the Saints. When the Saints start turning over the football, when they up there getting them false starts, when they out there getting them pass interference calls, that's what beat the Saints. But if we're talking about mano a mano, if the referees just let the teams play, the Saints are the best team in the NFC. So they have to go out there against the Chicago Bears and handle up on their business. I cannot take this type of heartbreak year after year. This is it. This is it, Who Dat Nation. I don't care what anybody says. You can talk about, oh, man, it's all speculation, man. Drew Brees didn't say he was retiring. Drew Brees is going to retire. Seriously. Drew Brees is going to retire after this season, Who Dat Nation. This isn't something that's wondering and people just out here speculating. He is gone. How many times have Sean Payton slipped up and said this in several interviews? How many times have guys even been talking as if this is Drew Brees' last year? This is it, okay? This is like Michael Jackson's documentary. This is it. After this season, Drew Brees is gone. You have to restructure your team. You got a whole bunch of guys on this team that are not going to be on this team next year due to the salary cap. This is your opportunity to get the job done. All of the heartbreak, all of the disappointments, all of the close but no cigars has led us to this point. That led us to this point that we are at right now. And if you can't beat Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears, you don't deserve to be in a postseason. You don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And you don't deserve to go to the Super Bowl. This is it, Who Dat Nation. This is it. This is it. I don't care. We can talk about Mary talking about, I don't want to hear about hope and next year and how this team is structured. Bump all that. If the Saints don't win the Super Bowl this season, this entire 2017 roster and draft that they picked up, that was one of the best draft classes in all in the NFL, was a failure. Straight up. Because there is not a team that has had draft picks like this, that have structured their team, has had this type of success with a collection of guys that they got in that draft in 2017. So the way that I see it, Who Dat Nation, you got to be able to step it up. You got to be able to step it up and handle your business, because if you don't, it's out. It's out. It's over with. Astro said, chill out with the negativity. Astro, you can, bruh. No, you chill out. I'm going to just leave it at that. No, you chill out. Because you can sit up here and talk about optimism all you want to. If you want optimism and you want faith and hope, go to your local church. You know what I'm saying? If you want realism, you stay here with the State of the Saints podcast. I ain't got no time. My words don't mean nothing. I'm not superstitious to a point where, my words are going to radiate into the atmosphere and God is going to hear me and say, you know what? That's exactly what's going to happen. Look, if you want faith, hope, wishing, and all that kind of stuff there, go to church. There's a church on every corner. If you want to be real, stay here in the State of the Saints podcast, because it's time out now for all the fake stuff. It's all the time out for, man, don't say that, man. You negative, but you a fake fan. You ain't real. I can care less what you say. I can care less about anybody up here talking about me being negative. If you want fake stuff, if you want phony, go to somebody else that they're going to tell you that the Saints going to go 16-0 every year and they're going to win every game. But if you want somebody real and telling you the truth, this is it. Straight up. If they do not win the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl, that 2017 class was the best class that won absolutely nothing. Straight up. Four division championships is cool, but what do you have to show for it? Hey, Juice, I think we will know after the Eagles and Skins game. Yeah, we'll find out the times of the playoff game. This was a low blow because of the Panthers interception, a blowout because of the Panthers interception. Well, if you turn the ball over, that's exactly what's going to happen. Bro, we really lost 10 games in 3 years. Yep, lost 10 games in 3 years. And like I said, when you start looking at the accomplishments, it's you wonder to yourself, like, how can they? Now, we can go ahead and eliminate 2018. That was the biggest screw job since Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart, okay? That was a Montreal screw job. That was the Superdome screw job that they did in 2018. But for us to have these teams that we have structured over the past 4 years and have absolutely nothing to show for it, bruh, I'm telling you, it's a failure. You ain't being phony, TJ. You speaking nothing but facts. Oh, man, look, check this out. People want optimism, and they want you to always talk about great things. Like, I'm going to talk about great things when I need to talk about great things. I'm going to discuss positivity when it's time to be positive. But let's not act like we are going to pretend that these teams have been underachieving in a postseason. Like, let's just call it for what it is. Let's not act like these teams have been, like I say, underperforming in a postseason. When they really should be stepping their game up, they have been playing down to their competition, or they've been going in the back of their minds like, I mean, we're not supposed to be here. Please stop the panic. Be positive, son. Like I said, if you want people to sing songs and say we are the world, find another podcast. I'm gonna speak my mind. This is my show. Okay, this is my show where we talk about the New Orleans Saints. Okay, so I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to speak as real as I possibly feel as being real as being spoken. And if you don't like it, find another podcast. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm so tired of these Saints fans that make it seem like people's words mean something when it comes to them playing games. Your words mean nothing. I can go up here and say, I predict the Saints going to win by 10 points. And they might win by 3 or lose by 3. What's like, did I jinx the team? No, I'm just giving my assessment. So I am going to continue to give my assessment. And like I said, if somebody do not like it, please find another podcast. If you want nothing but all praise and all honor and all glory to the New Orleans Saints on a consistent basis, and they're going to win every game, and the defense didn't do this today, but we still going to pretend because we got hope. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to pretend like that they didn't have some early playoff exits, and we're going to just pretend like that didn't happen and we're just going to wish those situations away? Well, be my guest. But I am going to address the elephant that is in the room. And there is a huge, ginormous elephant in a room that we can discuss now, that it is the postseason. Am I saying that the Saints are going to lose in the postseason? No, I am not. Am I saying that the Saints don't have the capability of making it and going all the way in the postseason? No, I am not. But I am not going to pretend like this team has not underachieved in the postseason and they should have been winning some of those games. Straight up. Next question. Got me fired up. It comes down to the mentality of the players going into this game. Exactly. It's about going into this game with a made-up mind, understanding the task at hand. That's what it should be focused on. You know, like I said, man, I can break down this Carolina Panthers game, but what for? What for? You know what I'm saying? The Carolina Panthers was Cancun on 3, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was an impressive win. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? You still had 5 turnovers, and the guys was out there, you know, doing their thing. But at the end of the day, I'm more focused on what's going on in the postseason, man. That's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm focused on. I don't care about the regular season. The regular season is over. The regular season is over, folks. I'm not going back and thinking about the postseason. I'm not thinking about the regular season. I'm thinking about the postseason right now. We get to the postseason and get nervous as fans, no lie. I mean, but Kim, I mean, I can understand people being nervous. I can understand that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. That's the thing. Like, it don't make you less of a fan because you're nervous about what happened in the postseason. You don't think the Buffalo Bills fans back in the late 80s and early 90s, when it was going to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, you don't think those people were nervous? They believed that the Buffalo Bills, it was going to be their year, but they still had a level of nervousness because of what transpired years, you know, the year before and the year before that. That don't mean that you don't have any hope or you don't think that the team is going to win the game. It's just the fact of what you say, you know, and what we have saw, you know. So it is what it is, man. It's crunch time, straight up. Ronald, TJ, man, we should have had at least 4 more Super Bowl championships. Look, we should have had at least 1 Super Bowl appearance. I'm going to just call that, okay, in 2018. I don't know what would have happened 2017. Philadelphia was a pretty good team. I don't know. All I know is the Saints should have been in the Super Bowl in 2018. I feel like that was the best Saints team they ever had right there. But you know, besides obviously the 2009 team. But all I know is we should have been in at least 2018. We got screwed out of that one. I love it here. If you're a real Saints fan, you should feel exactly where TJ is coming from. Too many years of falling short early. And Lee, this is what I'm saying. You know, I don't understand this whole concept of not wanting to address these things. Like, I don't know, man. My fandom is not defined by me not discussing certain things. Like, I don't define my fandom like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this team. I'm emotionally invested in this football team. And I don't mind telling anybody that. You know, I don't mind telling anybody that. Jonathan, thank you very much for the $5. Josh and Jesus, thank you very much for the $2 also, man. I saw that as well. Jonathan says, if the Saints don't make it to the Super Bowl, we are the 2018 Steelers. All that talent, but no results. Yep. You know, I mean, you got to get it done. I mean, this is it. Like I said, this is Drew Brees' last season. If Drew Brees decides to come back, it wasn't because he thought he was going to come back. You know, I really feel like this is last season. I don't feel like those sources that are going around are lying right now. Because like I said, I've seen several interviews with Sean Payton talking about that. We got to get locked into playoff mode and take no team lightly, and we will be fine. Yeah, and execute, you know, and make sure that, you know, that you protecting Drew Brees the best way that you can. Because my goodness, man. My goodness, early in that game was a little bit shaky. And the Chicago Bears, they can get after your quarterback. More like the 1990 Buffalo Bills. Yeah, man. I mean, they had a lot of talent, man. The K-Gun was running at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? The K-Gun offense with Jim Kelly and, you know what I'm saying, and all them, and Thurman Thomas, and, man, them boys had a squad, you know, like of talented offensive players. And, man, when they get to the postseason, get to the Super Bowl, whole nother story. We are from New Orleans, where we always keep it real. We are not afraid to lose, but winning feels so much better. We just want them to push through to the next level. That's my mom right there. Yeah, Ma. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, people, I'm just, bruh. I just want results. I just want results. I'm about to open up the phone lines, let people call in. You can talk about the game. You can talk about the postseason. Hey, you can tell me how wrong I am about having this tape. The floor is yours. Link is in the chat. Please keep your comments to a minimum. You know, make sure that, you know, we get through everybody, please. So keep your comments to a minimum. We all know about the game. We all know about the X's and the O's, the Willies and the Joes. Okay, so if you you know, if you want to talk about this game, if you want to talk about something else, feel free. Donald D, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
How you doing, man? So what the
win. Put it that way.
Huh?
It was a good win.
You said it was a good win?
It was a good win.
Yeah, that was a good
team win. A lot of guys came out the practice squad. They did what they were supposed to do. Yeah, I mean, that's called coaching, man. We had like what 7, 8, 9 guys come out the practice squad. They do that. Like, come on, man. They give shout out to guys like, what is it, Grant Haley?
Right.
Like, come on, man. That I'm impressed by that. Ty Montgomery, impressed by that. It was all around team one. Okay, that's what I'm telling you, it was good. And then the second time, we got 5 picks. When the last time that happened?
Yeah, it's been a while, man. You know, it's been a while. They had all those turnovers.
5 takeaways.
Yeah, like I said, if they can somehow muster up this type of performance when it comes to, like, you know, getting those turnovers, being around the football in the postseason, then we should be fine. I stand by my statement, Donald. Like, you cannot lose to Mr. Trubisky. I'm sorry, you cannot lose to Mitchell Trubisky. You cannot.
Nope. Okay.
That's a legacy killer right there. Like that your legacy. Losing to this dude. As much as you don't want to admit that, I will.
Yeah, I will.
If they lose to Mr. Trubisky, that's a shot to the legacy of Drew Brees, Sean Payton, organization, and the rest of the team.
I'll be half-assing, man.
Right.
I'll be all over the place.
Yeah, man. So you were impressed with the victory, right? So, man, what are you looking for? Yeah. So what are you looking for down in a postseason, man? What do you want to see? What do you want to see this team do?
We're just gonna keep continuing to play hard, keep building. They gotta keep fighting. They gotta keep scratching. Gotta keep clawing.
Right.
Can't quit.
Right.
This is the playoffs. We in the dance. We in the tournament.
Right.
And in the day, you probably didn't say it. Let's go get the Super Bowl.
Yep.
We can go get it. Why not?
Yeah.
Like you said, we're the better team. We had some of the craziest shit after football things. I'm talking about COVID, injuries. So overcame everything. What are we again? 12-4.
Right. Yeah, 12-4. We're 12-4.
Again, another winning season. 4 consecutive years.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm just happy with the victory. Donald, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call, brother.
I appreciate it.
All right. Man, shouts out to Donald D, man. We're going to move on to Keen Arthur. Keen Arthur, what's going on, man? Keen Arthur, you there?
Yeah, what's on with you, bro?
Man, what's going on, man? So what you got for us?
Man, I'll tell you what I got for you. I got something to say to these fans who think you're supposed to just bloviate and supposed to just congratulate the team at all costs and not once should you call them out when they're not doing what they're supposed to do. I got something to say to all y'all fans. If you are what's called a casual, period, point blank. If you was a real fan, you're not supposed to be afraid to call your team out when they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Because how you expect them to have a good game when you won't even acknowledge the flaws that the team has.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to be willing. You got to hold them accountable.
And Ken Arthur, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, man, I try to keep it as humble as I can here on the State of the Saints podcast, but I don't give a damn what they got to say. Like seriously, because you know what I'm saying. You can't kill my passion, my drive, and my love for this team, and my takes on this team is coming from a passionate and real and genuine place. I don't just sit back and just wait to try to criticize this team. And in some cases, man, I'm very reluctant on some of my takes, man, because I know it could come back to possibly haunt me. You know what I'm saying? So I am very careful with some of the takes that I make. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting up here saying I got all the answers. But when people sit up here and just don't want you to expound on the obvious and the thoughts that are going in your mind, like seriously, like we're all thinking about what the Saints have done in the postseason. Like let's stop faking this. Let's stop acting like just because we suppress it inside or we don't say it out loud doesn't mean that we're not feeling it. You know, like stop it, knock it off.
Yeah, we live in a world, bro, where people they only want you to reassure what they believe is the truth. Nobody want to hear the actual truth.
Right.
And if you say anything other than what the masses believe or a particular group believe, they're ready to throw stones at you, no matter how right you are.
Right. Like I say, man, I usually don't have that take Keen off the bed, but like I said, man, I don't give a damn because, like I said, my loyalty to this team is not defined by me saying they're gonna go 16-0 and they're gonna win every single game and they lost to the playoffs, but I ain't gonna talk about that. What am I, Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I a Falcon fan? Because the Falcon fans are the only delusional fans out there. They can blow big leads left and right, and then all of a sudden, like they still talking as if they didn't blow that big lead last week. I'm not gonna roll like that. You know, like I try to keep it. I try to keep it as real as I possibly can, man. But what you thought about the game, man? What you thought about the game?
No experience, PJ. I told you I operate my business right here out of Atlanta, so I couldn't see the game broadcast. But I was watching the little Bleacher Report thing where they do the little live thing where you can see each play.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the turnovers and stuff like that, but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was a little nervous when Drew got sacked 2 times. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little nervous. I was like, man, if they ain't gonna protect this guy, I said on Twitter, I said if they're not gonna protect him, just get him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Get him out the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you need him. You need him going forward. You know?
But hey, one thing I can say, bro, I do agree with you when you said this will be a shot to your legacy, bro. If you lose to Mitchell Trubisky, no disrespect to that man. And the Bears organization, they're a scrappy team and they don't quit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you are clearly the better team. And you've been proving that. And we've been hobbled all season.
Right.
All season. And we've still been giving teams 30 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And the commentators don't want to talk about that, though. All they want to do is make it seem like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and the Chiefs, who all 3 of those teams had the softest schedule in the league, including Steelers. They just make it seem like they're world beaters. Like they can't stop. Man, y'all winning against Atlanta. Watch, I bet you any money. Monday, they're going to make it seem like Tom Brady just did something amazing against the Atlanta Falcons. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's the Atlanta Falcons, dog.
Yep. I'm kind of over that point right now. I just want them to win. I don't care if it's by a field goal. I don't care if somebody slip on a banana peel, a fan throw it in the middle of the field by mistake, and somebody slip while they chasing somebody. I can care less. Just win. That's all I care about, man. I don't care what the score is. I mean, you know, like they say, man, close is what horseshoes and jacks or something like that. I don't know, man, but you know, like I just want them to win. I don't care how they win. I'm over like. I'm over like, look, it's all about winning at this particular time of the year, man.
Right. Hey, T, check this out.
Yeah, man, that's nice right there, man. Did you drew that?
Yeah, I painted this. Like I do a lot of work with it's called neon phosphorescent paint. Like it glows black light. Okay. And, a lot of people like this type of stuff, man. I'm gonna wait till we off the air, but I'm gonna message you about an event I got that's probably coming your way.
Yeah, man. You need to link up with my big brother EJ too, man. He was a visual arts major at Dillard, man. He that's right up his alley right there, man. He's done art shows like all throughout New Orleans and stuff like that. Really good artist, man. So you need to check him out too. I know he loved that type of stuff as well, man.
Absolutely. But hey, bro, as far as the playoffs concerned, bro, I don't take no team lightly, bro. You need to play the Bears as if they the Chiefs.
Right.
And I ain't scared of them. But come with that same energy. Like, bro, we about to put hands on y'all early.
Right. Yeah, you got to handle your business, man. And King Arthur, man, thank you for calling in, man, and I appreciate your take. And, man, good luck with everything that you're going out there, man. Make sure that you hit me up, man, about the art and everything like that.
Absolutely, TJ. I got one more thing I want to ask you, though. Is Zach Bond want to get more snaps now that Quan is out?
I seen him a lot today, man, and I mean he was he was helping out in the run stopping and stuff like that. He looked pretty good out there. He was flying around the field, so that's pretty optimistic to see. You know what I'm saying? To see Zach Bond out there making plays. So I think we're gonna see him. I think you're gonna have to see him, man, because he got to be in that rotation.
Okay, cool, man, TJ. I'm gonna get at you later, bro. Who that?
All right, who that, man? Take it easy. Man, shouts out to King Arthur. My mom is just texting me talking about I'm coming off as harsh. I don't think I'm being harsh. It is what it is. We not up in here trying to sound nice. We trying to be passionate about what we're talking about. I apologize if I sound harsh, but so what? The truth hurts. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, TJ? How you doing?
I'm doing okay, man. What you got for me?
Yeah, I agree with you and King Arthur. Like, if these people want to live in fairy tale worlds, because clearly that's what we live in. People don't want to hear the truth. Let it be. I mean, me and my family, think you're doing a fantastic job, and
I appreciate it, man.
What you do with the State of the Saints podcast. But this is what I want to say. I have the same passion when it's come to the New Orleans Saints. Man, I've been a Saints fan for 20 years. I actually started liking the Saints. I was 16 years old in high school. I was 11th grade. I was a junior. When Jeff Blake came in, he got hurt. Then Eric Brooks came in. I fell in love with this team. And it's like, years after that, it's like I'm just tired of the heartbreaking. Like, I remember 2012. Drew Brees throws a pass. We was getting our ass kicked. Excuse my French, but we were getting our butt kicked at San Francisco. 5 turnovers. Drew Brees still put us in a position to win that doggone football game. Threw a pass to Jimmy Graham. I'm in my house at the time yelling. I'm pretty sure the whole doggone neighborhood heard me. I'm in there yelling. What happened? We lose the freaking game. Alex Smith, Vernon Davis.
Yep.
A few years ago, we was getting our butt kicked in Minnesota. We was getting our butt kicked. We were down pretty much 17-0 that whole game. We came back in the second half, which is, I thought we was playing from behind the whole game, but we came back. When Will Lutz, when Breeze threw that pass to Alvin Kamara when he got in, and then, Minnesota drove up field, got a field goal. We got back and field goal. 4th and 10. Drew Brees completed a pass. I believe it was to Willie Sneeze, and then put us in field goal range. Will Lutz hit the field goal. I'm in this apartment here in Las Vegas, dribbling my little 50-cent ball. You know that you win out the little machines when you go to the grocery store. Right. I'm telling my wife, I'm happy as hell because I was like mad the whole game. We getting our butt kicked.
Right.
I'm dribbling that ball in the parking lot. Oh, yeah, we finna go to Philly and win. Because I had a feeling we was going to go there and beat them, too. You don't come back from a 17 deficit for nothing. I believe we had what it took, went to Philly and won. We would have won, too. What happened? A doggone Minneapolis Miracle. I'm just tired of the heartbreaking against the Rams. Well, we know they cheated, but I thought we didn't play well. Should have never even came down to that. If Sean Payton would have ran the doggone football. But it's like all these people, coming at you, talking about you being, this and that. No, it's not about that. It's like when you look at this New Orleans Saints football team, all we see is talent. We see playmakers all over the doggone football field. And it's disappointing more than it's hurt us when we going home before February, we on our couch looking at the Super Bowl, looking at other teams play when it should be the Saints in there. Putting a whooping on somebody in the Super Bowl because we have the talent. Right. It just sucks. I thought we played good. We didn't have no running backs. But another thing I want to say is this before I let you go, because I know you got to go to work and I know you got to But these young men on our team, like Kamara and all these guys, they like to chill. I mean, I know you want to have your fun, but hey, you can't forget you are professionals too. It's like we gonna need these guys on the field. If we gonna make this run at this chip, we gonna need every ounce of blood, every ounce of sweat. We gonna need all these guys to be on a, I mean, I know you want to party and this and that, or be around your homies and all that. Okay, fine, but we just got to do things more professional because, especially the way how it is this year with this COVID-19 crap, and and if you get it, you got to be away from the team for 10 days until you something like that. But like you said, it's Super Bowl or bust this year. I mean, if we don't get it done this year, it's a disappointment. I mean, I don't care what no one says. It's a disappointment because it's gonna be like the fourth time, So we really have to get this done this year. I'll say now. Plus, we owe it to Drew anyway, because this man been carrying. I know I was critical of him the beginning of the season, but I've been a Drew Brees fan, and I think we need to do this for him because I know this is last year. So we gotta do this for him. I think he deserves it. I'm tired of hearing about Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and I think those guys are fantastic. But Drew deserves a lot of love too from the media, and they don't want to give it to him. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but anyway, I think we can shut all that up if we can just bring this Lombardi Trophy back to New Orleans where it belongs.
Yeah. I mean, you make some very interesting points, and everything I say is out of passion. You know what I'm saying? I never just want to go at anybody. The point where I just get riled up is the fact when my passion is being questioned. I don't like that type of position. I'm not going to do anybody a disservice by not telling you how I feel, especially like what's going through my mind. Because I don't want to shortchange anybody, and if it does come off as if I'm being full of myself or arrogant or something like that, I apologize, but I don't never really mean it like that. I feel the same way you felt. I mean, I know exactly where I was when some of those heartbreaking losses took place. Losses that, in my opinion, should have never happened. So it is in the back of your mind, and you do want the Saints to be able to get over that hump, but you don't want to be like, naive to the fact. I hope you're not. But the truth is, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your story, and thank you so much for your support, man. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. You be safe out there. Who that, man?
Who that? You take it easy. Leanne, thank you very much for the $20. She says, keep keeping it real. Real Saints fans will keep supporting. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. And that's why I try to do here on the State of the Saints podcast, man. I respect everybody's opinion, but when I feel like, especially like it'd be people I ain't ever seen. Like, if you don't watch this show consistently, how in the world can you critique me about anything, or anybody else of that matter? If you never really seen this show. And, I don't want – I would love everybody to continue to watch, but if you're expecting me to just agree with everything and just be so Saints crazy and not, talk about some of the flaws or the shortcomings, then it's not the right show. I just have to say that. Chanel, what's going on, Chanel?
Hey, TJ.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So what you thought about the game today?
I thought it was a good game. First, I do want to say that we did sweep our division, which is awesome. That's a really good positive.
Right.
And also, I think that maybe in the halftime show, you said the defensive backs have to hold on to the ball, and I think they might have heard you since we had 5 interceptions.
Right. It should have had about 7 or 8. I was like, wow,
yeah,
a couple passes.
I know.
Like, yeah.
But honestly, thinking about the postseason, I'm already having heart palpitations a little bit. I hope it's not a repeat of last year where they go into the postseason lackadaisical, thinking that this is like a warm-up game. Right. No, like the Bears are getting hot. They've been hot for the past few weeks. They have a good defense, and honestly, their offense has been clicking at the right time. Like, I just don't want a repeat of the Vikings game last year. I don't think I can handle it.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Chanel. And, even though the Bears lost today, I mean, they still have done some really good things, like counting on Devin Montgomery running the football. And they do match up when it comes to the, when it comes to their defense. they got the type of defense that can give the Saints offense fits because, a lot of the passes that the Saints run screen game, when the Saints go up against athletic linebackers like Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith, those guys can get to whether it's Alvin Kamara or anybody else that catch the ball out of the backfield. So it's going to be a tough phone booth game, and it did come down to overtime last time for them to win that game. So, I'm just as nervous as every other Saints fan, but I think they can get the job done. So what do you expect to see besides victory, of course? What do you expect to see from the Saints going up against the Bears next week?
Well, hopefully we can get our team back healthy. That's really important. One thing I really hope I don't see, if we do play on Sunday and if Kamara is available to play, I hope that he's one of these kind of asymptomatic COVID cases, because I know Teron Armstead and stuff, when he came back, some of these guys, they're not really feeling themselves and they're not playing 100%. Right. So I hope that's not the case. I think we need to play hard. I think it would be nice to have CJ Gardner-Johnson back and Marcus Williams, because, they have some good receivers like Robinson and Mooney. They're pretty good. Anthony Miller, we can't underestimate them. So I'm looking for our defense to play hard. And also, I know Trubisky can scramble out of the pocket a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to put pressure on him. And I think also, Demario Davis is always amazing, but he needs to keep it up. I'm looking for a really good defensive performance, and I just want us to come out quick on offense. We can't kind of come out, especially if we're missing field goals and stuff like that. We need to come out guns blazing. Right.
Yeah, you got to put your best offensive game plan together going up against the Bears, and hopefully they'll get the job done. But we'll talk about that later on in the week. Chanel, thank you so much. Shouts out to you, and thank you for supporting the State of the Saints.
All right. Have a great night, TJ.
All right. Take it easy. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Chanel, man. Always watching and always supporting, and shouts out to her. Good take right there, man. Shouts out to all the female State of the Saints podcast listeners and supporters out there, man. They know their football, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, guys, but they definitely they can give you all the run for their money, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to see that, man. It's good to get different people from all different walks of life, different genders as well to discuss football, and shouts out to him, man. Great stuff. Sanchez, what's going on?
Man, what's going on, TJ? How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. So, what you got for me?
First and foremost, shout out to all the callers. Really great call tonight. Miss Chanel, that was a really great call. I'm listening to everybody. Also, shout out to Miss Kim. She always in the
man.
On Facebook.
Man. Kim, Chanel, Tamara, man. Chanel, man. All of them. You know what I'm saying? Got two Chanels up in there. Yeah, and everybody else, right, man.
Everybody.
Everybody, man. So gotta show them some love.
Great feedback tonight.
Man. What you thought about the game, man? And, I just want to know what you thought about the game, and then feel free to talk about anything you want to discuss, man.
Okay. Well, first and foremost about the game, not to come off cocky, not to come off arrogant, TJ, but I was really just casually watching us against the Panthers because we've been through this all season, honestly. We've been through not having cornerbacks, not having receivers, calling people from the practice squad, calling people from their daily jobs, whatever they might be doing early in the week. So I was just really focused on Green Bay and Seattle, really. So that was really all I was focused on.
Right.
And luckily we came out with the win. We dominated, swept the division all the way through. I'm surprised, actually, you did not come out with broomsticks from the kitchen. I'm surprised you left it in the kitchen, so I'm just leave that where it's at. But really, man, this just a message to the Who Dat Nation and to you, man. If not win, this is it. To expand on that topic you had at first, this is it, man. From the Minnesota Miracle to losing to that blown PI call to losing to the Vikings last year, this is it. If Drew Brees don't get his flowers, I'm really afraid that he would never get his flowers. And we
Yep.
talking about so much adversity, TJ, even to the start of this season. Not knowing we gonna have a season. The
Right.
Drew Brees statement that he made, not to bash him, but it's just so much different types of adversity that could have steered this team the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
really blew this whole thing up. But once again, we came together during the regular season and who that nation. This is it. This is it. I don't know.
Yep.
We might not
Yep.
fall into obscurity next year, you know what I'm saying, after Drew Brees, but we know as a nation that with Drew Brees, this is it. This is our last best chance to go get this man his flowers. And I'm tired of being at the dance, TJ. I want to go home with the girl sometime. I'm
Man,
just
for
being honest,
real.
like, and the
You
girl
ain't lying,
is that Lombardi trophy.
Man, you ain't lying.
It
My
is.
goodness. My goodness. Yeah, you definitely right about that, man.
That's all I got to say.
Like even Steve Urkel got Laura at the end of the show. God, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying, like, come on, can we bring the girl home? Can we bring her home? Let's bring her home.
man,
Come
for
on,
real.
man.
Yeah, man. So I definitely feel the same way you do. Sanchez, thank you so much for your comments, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Yeah. Man, yeah, I feel it, man. Let's get the girl home, man. Let's take her home. Let's take her home, man. Let me read a few of the comments real quick before we get started. Brandon says, I want to be blowing them out by halftime as possible. Look, I just want them to win. I just want to win, you know, and not have a heart attack in the process. That damn Saints fan, NFC Elite South in the house, we dominated this year. Yeah, they can't really say too much of nothing. Kenny says, I said the same thing. She knows her football. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Chanel, Kim, Tamara, Chanel. I had to say 2 Chanels in that thing. You know, my mom, you know, all everybody that's here, you know, shouts out to them. Your grandmother says she was impressed with the game. And do you think Hill's injury is serious? Tell her, no, I don't think it's serious. Him walking back to the locker room was a little bit optimistic. But it just seemed like he probably has like a thigh bruise or something like that. That's what I feel about that. I don't think it's nothing serious. Rob, what's going on, man?
Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, baby.
Rob out there setting the mood. Got the
hey, man. Hey.
Got the black light.
Happy New Year, everybody. How y'all doing? What's up? Red cupping it out here, you know.
Hey. So what you think, man? So what are your comments about the Saints, man?
I really I spent the moment after the game came to an end to just reflect first and foremost, because like you, like people who are listening, man, I can remember the days, y'all, where we were hoping up to the last second that somebody would buy the remaining tickets so we could see the game on TV. Right. You know, I could remember being ecstatic when Steve Walsh was coming to the Saints. You know, I can remember waiting for hours to talk to Buddy D and them on the radio after the game to just complain about maybe we'll just get a good draft pick. You know, we have become so comfortable to a fault, and I hate that, where we are all comfortably at the point now where, man, making it to the playoffs, dominating the NFC South is so expected now, man. That I'm not old, you know, TJ, you're not old, but we have gotten so comfortable so fast that I'm on the other side now where I'm willing to play the game that seems to be laid out before us. And I'm at the point now where we all know that the NFL is officially registered as an entertainment entity.
Right.
I think Drew Brees needs to hold a press conference where he officially announces that this is the end for me. And I think that is putting that may make the refs a little less likely to screw somebody that at the end of the day is well liked by the NFL at the end, like the NFL public, that is. Right. But if we gon' look, y'all, we've been getting our heart broken talking about the PTSD all night long. I'm like, let's play the game. They are about stories. What's a better story than this dude broke all his ribs, punctured lungs? The offensive player of the NFL from last season was not available for the majority of the season. A guy who is what they hoped Tebow would be was out there for a few weeks carrying us. Kamara did some amazing Tecmo Bowl stuff last week with Bo Jackson. And I think we should play the game, man. That's what I think going forward. He needs to announce it so that it's known, and then maybe they're less likely to screw us, man. It hurts. It hurts.
Right.
It hurts so much. But regarding today's game, I give props again to Sean Payton, what he was able to do. We couldn't feel too sorry for us because how we whipped up on Denver when they didn't even have a quarterback.
Right.
I'm hoping. Oh, have they officially announced, TJ, if we're going to play on Sunday?
If they did, I don't know. I think I seen somebody say that we're going to play on Sunday. I'm not sure how legit that is.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything yet.
My concerns as far as next week is Lutz. I don't know what's going on with Lutz.
Oh, yeah,
Lutz was something that I would get up and walk off after a touchdown. He was that automatic. I didn't have to stay and watch and hope.
Right.
What is that about? So
I don't know.
He's an unexpected problem. Really, I was not prepared for that, but I'm nervous about Lutz because of the quality of teams we're going to be going against for the next 4 weeks. Hopefully, the next 4 weeks, where we can't afford to miss any extra points.
Hey, my bad, man. My wife was wondering why she got to bring me the broom. You know what I'm saying? I had to bring the broom.
Oh,
yes. That's sweet.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's sweet. Okay, man. My bad, man. Okay, she was just wondering. She's like, why you need the broom? Okay.
Yeah. Excuse the background noise if y'all happen to hear that, man. There's a train not too far from here, but I hope y'all can hear me okay. I won't be much longer. Lutz,
okay.
I'm hoping that Lutz can figure out what's going on, man, because that doesn't make sense. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Look, it's my hope that Davenport actually reminds us that he was a first rounder next week. The last time we had a rookie show out in the playoffs in Chicago was when Reggie Bush went off and did that fleur-de-lis into the end zone after throwing that move on Urlacher. I know y'all remember that.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that we get a reminder from Davenport why we gave up the picks for him. What better way to show us than when we play him next week in the Dome? That'll be good. I'll be hoping for it. And we'll just see, man. I'm hoping that this being Drew's last season will be the different thing that we didn't have the last 4 seasons in the playoff. That wasn't a thing that we had. People we'll get him next year. If you thinking now there is no next year, that's something that we didn't have. That's an edge that can play in our favor. The fact that we can legitimately say there is no next year with Drew. So we have to put it all out there. I hope that plays off in our favor. And to you, TJ, regarding the haters, I want you to remember, bro. Remember this. This is for you, dude.
Yeah.
Eagles don't care about ants, bro.
Right.
Eagles don't care about ants, bro. You keep doing your thing, man, and you're not even hearing the bull. You hearing us telling you keep doing your thing, bro. We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Rob. Man. Like I said, man, I mean, look, I feel like this. There was a time when nobody really, cared about what I thought. You know what I'm saying? And you all have made this show what it is, man. So I'm very happy and fortunate because of that, man. Thank you, Rob, man. You take it easy.
Have a great evening, y'all. Salute, man. Hey, Red Cup and celebrate, y'all. We didn't swept them.
Man, got that sweet, man. You got he set the mood and everything like that. Man.
Hey, it is actually my solo bachelor party, man. Me and my queen are tying a knot tomorrow, man. Somebody celebrating solo.
Man. Congratulations, man. Put them rings in the comments, man. Shout out to Rob.
Hey, thank you.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Black love, man. You know it. I appreciate it. Hey, you have a great evening. Who that?
You take it easy, man. Who that? Man, shouts out to him, man. Beautiful thing, man. Man, tying the knot. I want y'all to tie that knot. I'm going to pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand like he did Joshua in the battle of Jericho. I love Gilligan. Get off the island, Lord. All right. Brandon said Davenport will have to play better if he wants to stay with the Saints. Yeah, you're going to have to do something, man. You got to play a little bit better than what he's been playing. Casey, my guy, says, I hope Drew gets his second Super Bowl. Last chance, TJ. But like every other fan, I'm scared to death. History will repeat itself. They take the playoffs lightly, and they fail again. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen, Casey. But shouts out to Casey, man. Always coming through with the comments, inboxing your boy. Man, shouts out to you, Casey, man. Got Chosen on the line. Chosen, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I got the broom, you know what I'm saying, representing that sweet. And it's And it's Falcon red because we swept them too. You know what I'm saying? Red and black. You know what I'm saying? We swept them. So I just think that is appropriate that I have a red and black broom. So, so what you got, man?
Oh yeah, man. You gotta let me know next time you go to church. I can put something in the plate. You know what I'm talking about? But nah, man. I just want to address what you said first and foremost on a serious note. When I discovered this channel, man, like I want to say about a year and a half ago, right. I was one of the ones who only wanted validation from what I wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly say I didn't get that from you. So the first few shows, I didn't badmouth, but I just said, man, I was saying some of the same things, man. He kind of critical. How can you call himself a fan? And then when I sit back and I look, and I'm like, nah, like, homie's just passionate. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the same time, you're pissed because not what they doing is because you know what they could be. You know what I'm saying? When you see all that talent, and it just irks you to death because you know what somebody's made of. You know they potential, how far they can go, and they piss it away. Excuse my friend, but they joke it away and they take it for granted. And when it's gone, now you sitting back saying, "Oh man, I could, I would." It's too late for that.
Yep.
It's too late for that. You got to take advantage of the present right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to take advantage of the moment right there. There is no tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And which brings me to my point with this game, man. I'm more upset and happy because I see what this defense could do. I see why did it take so long? Y'all got 5 interceptions. Y'all actually was turning your heads. You was getting covered, and these is guys, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, off the street guys. Like,
right.
It goes to show you that's why we get mad. People miss the whole point. But this is why I'm mad. And every time they score and get an interception, you be like, you see what I'm saying? I knew you had this in you all along.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had this in you all along. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm pretty much hoping to take into the playoffs, man. Like, it's not too much I'll take away from this game, but just more reflecting. I look at this game and I looked at the season and I'm like, bruh, y'all, that goes to show me there's no excuse why y'all can't get to the Super Bowl. Look how y'all played without starters. Look how y'all played without first rotation guys. Like, it goes to show you, it pisses you off, bruh, because you know what y'all have. And you be like, where was this when we needed it? Like, y'all show this at the very critical times and sometimes in meaningful games. You know what I'm saying? Like, they show this in times where y'all was supposed to bench show it, you don't show it. But now when it's kind of meaningless and you can't gain nothing out of it, when it's a long shot, who knows if we've been playing like this, what would have happened earlier?
Right.
Maybe 15-1, maybe 14-2, maybe home number 1 seed, Right. But now you gotta play with us. Now you gotta wonder and imagine, But all in all, I'm proud of this team, man. Davenport, I'm done with him. I'm done with Davenport after this game. You know what I'm saying? Because I see how Carl Granderson come in and get 2 sacks and 3 hurries and get to that backfield off a few plays, and I watch Davenport big behind play this whole game and get worked by an outside receiver and a tight end. Yeah. And whiff on the tackle. So Davenport, y'all can do what he want with him. I say you can package him with I'm on my GM stuff. I believe I'm trying this out on Madden, see what I can come up with. I think we could package him, throw in Traquan, and maybe throw in Pete and a first round pick, and I think we can get maybe save Joe Burrow.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think you can get anything for him right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably have to package him with 2 proofs of purchase from a cereal box or something. I don't know, man. The way he playing, looking like straight slaw out there, cold slaw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But and another big thing, man, before I go, Ty Montgomery, bro, I was a little hesitant. My man showed up. I'm not worried about the running back core, which gives me even more reason to gripe. Sean Payton run the ball. Look what you got.
Right.
You don't know what you got. It's like all these. It's like you don't know the gems and the weapons you got because you're so focused on the mainstreamers. Man, you might have to. It's just like when you're making music. You go back and you dig in them crates. You trying to make a beat and you find that old this dust off there, you be like, wow, I got it. You don't know what you're sitting on. Yep. He's sitting on some stuff, man, and it works in his offense. Right. But it goes to show you, man, look how Montgomery cut up today, man. And the rookie before he got hurt, Tony Jr. was his name? Tony Jones Jr.
Yeah, he was got that fight for extra yards.
Yeah, he was fighting. Troutman, Jared Cook, but that goes to show you, man, it's bittersweet because you like, I'm glad y'all doing this, but now this is what you need to take into the playoffs. The way we played today and previous weeks, take that to the playoffs, man. I promise we'll get to the motherland. We'll get to the promised land. I promise we would. I don't care who it is because now you know what it is. You got the recipe, and you know that depth experience is going to be very, very, very important going. Now they don't know who to game plan for. They don't know who to watch for because everybody could potentially play a starting role now. Everybody getting their fingers wet. Everybody got a taste of the action, and now you want that momentum going in. That defense, you can't tell me that defense is not geeked and ready for the next one. And especially since the Bears, man, they had one job, so now we got to show y'all. Now we got to show y'all how it's done. You can't do it. What they're saying, you want something done right, you got to do it
yourself. Exactly.
So the Bears definitely gonna feel some of that. They couldn't look out. Okay, bet. So now we gotta show y'all how it's done. But I'm proud of this team, man, for what they showing. If this is Drew last hurrah, I mean, great season, man. I mean, what else could you say? It was a good season. We won't send them home with a Super Bowl, and TJ, man, just keep being who you are, man. Because like I said, man, I've grown just watching this channel. You don't know how much this channel I use into my everyday life, man. Make me become a better person, a better man, a better fan. And it's like, I appreciate the criticism because as a man, that's why we need, especially coming from areas where we come from. You don't want everybody. You don't need a pat on your back. Sometimes you need to get right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need to get right. And as fans, man, I feel like if that's not what you want, then maybe this is not the podcast or the channel for you, man, because I want to go where it's real every time. I don't want nobody to tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I need to hear because you only hurt me in the long run when you do that. So, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, man, and I'm going to continue the show, man. I appreciate you for letting me on and rant and, you know what I'm saying, have my little few moments,
Look, man, I appreciate you being on here, man, and also checking in every single week. And, man, you already know, man, like not many people, you know what I'm saying, like, you get a little glimpse of my personal life as well. You know what I'm saying? So, so you're always a solid dude, man. You've been rolling with me since, day one, and I appreciate that, Chosen. You take it easy,
man. Sir, man. As long as you keep it real, I'm alongside you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, take it easy. Man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Chosen, man. That's just who I am, man. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I love the Saints. Very passionate about this team, man. Like very passionate. Anybody that knows me, knows that how much I love this squad, and that's the whole reason why I started this show. And I think there's a reason why, when I started doing podcasts, a lot of them didn't work out because the topics that I was talking about, I wasn't really passionate about it. And I don't think that it's a coincidence when something that I became so passionate about, that's when, the podcast started to grow. So I think that's a little something for everybody out there that's trying to start something. Always be passionate about what you're doing, and everything that you're doing. And I was one of those people that didn't really like criticism a lot, I didn't really like people like saying anything to me either, but I've grown, to try to accept it. Now, it depends on what people say, you know what I'm saying, and where it's coming from. If I feel like it's coming from a hateful place because, maybe they see what I'm doing or they see, you know what I'm saying, the people that enjoy what I'm doing, and then they try to come and inflict something, then I got a problem with that. But if it's somebody like going against the grain or something like that, or just trying to make you feel low, then I try to avoid those people. And Candace, thank you very much for the $5. Another person, another female viewer of the show that's always coming through, always supportive. She said, we will host the Bears Sunday confirmed. And I'm seeing that quite a bit. So I heard that it was supposed to be Sunday at 3:30. So I'm seeing a lot of people saying 3:30, 4 o'clock Eastern. So hopefully that's the case. That's good because that means that if everything goes right with Alvin Kamara, he should be ready to rock and roll. So that's a positive right there. We're going to go to Jaron. Jaron, what's going on? Jaron, are you there?
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. All right, so y'all were talking about the postseason or the playoffs and everything, man. My question is, what do you think the quarterback situation is going to be like next year? That's what I'm really, really curious about.
Well, first off, that's a good question. But I do feel like both Jameis and Taysom are going to be competing in training camp for that starting position. Now, if you ask me, Jaron, who I feel like Sean Payton is leaning more towards, I would have to say Jameis. I think that the way that he talked on Steve Weiss and Jim Trotter's show when he was on there, he was ranting and raving about Jameis Winston, and he was talking about the potential that he has. So if my thought, I feel like Jameis Winston probably going to end up being a starter next year. It would have to take a Herculean type effort from Taysom in order for him to be starting Sunday to Sunday. And it wouldn't surprise me if they end up trying to get a rookie quarterback probably late in the rounds. I don't know if it's going to be a first round pick, them getting a young quarterback, but I think it's probably going to get somebody probably later in the rounds because I don't think Sean Payton really cares for young quarterbacks like that. I think that he likes those veteran quarterbacks that the game is slowed down for, and they kind of understand different concepts. So I don't know if he wants to go in that direction, but I think it's going to be between Taysom and Jameis.
And I was kind of surprised whenever Drew was out that they didn't do the rotation like they do with Drew and Taysom, where they would have Drew in there and then also Taysom on like the wide receiver.
Right.
Like they didn't put Jameson with Taysom at all, which I was kind of disappointed to see because I thought there could definitely be some sparks flying there and just, being more dynamic as a team. But I don't know, I'd like to see us go in that direction. I do completely agree. I do think Sean definitely does favor the quarterbacks that slowed it down a little bit more into their career.
Right.
I think Jameis is going to shine on this team, man. I really do. I think it's going to be a good couple years. Might take a year rebuilding or anything like that, bro. But I'm optimistic about the next few years. I think we're gonna hold our own, man. We're a good team. But also, this is my second podcast that I'm listening to yours, bro. Oh, y'all, I like this community a lot, man. Y'all are some really cool people, man, and I appreciate yeah, man. It's cool seeing everyone out here, and I like the criticism that you give, keeping it real and everything, man. Everyone said that tonight, but definitely want to highlight that, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Jaron, man. Anytime, man. Like, look, feel free. Like this is a community where everybody matters. I'm not, I'm not telling people how to do their podcast, but I'm not like all about donations. And some people just read people's stuff when they donate to their shows. I don't do stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to know that they matter, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So you calling in, man, that means a lot to me.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that support, man. So feel free to call back anytime. All right, take it easy.
Yes, sir. I'll be here next week, man. I'll catch you later, man.
All right.
You too, man.
Take it easy. All right. And shouts out to Jared, man. Everybody that called in, man. Thank y'all so much. Respect to everybody here in the chat. Brian says, love what you do on the channel, TJ. Keep it up. I think he also said something about his YouTube channel. So, Brian, I seen what you said, but make sure that you put the link down there in the comments so everybody can see it. And since we're talking about podcasts, before I get to Gary, I want to let everybody know, if you're a wrestling fan, I have a podcast called the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast. All right. So I like to do podcasts based on stuff that I'm passionate about. State of the Saints podcast. Of course, I'm passionate about the Saints, and I love wrestling. I've been watching wrestling since I was like 4. And TJ Knows Wrestling, what we do is we're going to profile one particular wrestler, and I'm going to give you the rundown and give my honest opinion about that particular wrestler. The first episode I did was Friday. Episode 1 was about Bret the Hitman Hart, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Episode 2 will be about my favorite wrestler of all time, hands down, the late, great Eddie Guerrero. So you don't want to miss that. Episode 2 focusing on Eddie Guerrero. I'll put the link inside the description of this video, and make sure that you subscribe if you're a wrestling fan. If you're not, then you know what I'm saying, I understand. But for those that are wrestling fans that may have watched wrestling back in the day, don't watch it anymore, you probably still enjoy this, because probably some of the wrestlers that I talk about you probably recognize. So TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast, check it out. I love doing it. We're gonna move on to Gary. Gary, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, TJ? I've been watching you a lot. My bad if I'm kind of nervous. My bad.
No, man. First off, Gary, man, calm down, man. Like, calm down. I appreciate you calling in, dude. So I say, man, the floor is yours. Go ahead, man.
Okay, so all I gotta say is with the Saints being the 2 seed instead of the number 1 seed,
Uh-huh.
I don't really see anything bad about it
Right.
because we play Chicago.
Mhm.
We ideal conditions. We get another game ideal conditions, probably against Seattle maybe. And the Packers and the Buccaneers, they might end up playing each other. And
Right.
we might play that winner. And if the Bucs beat the Packers, which they are capable of, we've seen that in the regular season.
Mhm.
Brady, he ain't no joke in the cold.
Right. Right.
They're gonna be playing at Lambeau. He ain't nothing new to him.
Exactly. Been
And
playing in Boston all those years, Gary. Yeah.
what I think is gonna happen, I think the Saints might end up having to beat Brady 3 times to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's just what I think. Either them or the Packers, we'll just have to see. But overall, when this team is 100%, no one can mess with us. That's just what I think.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, all good points, especially about the part with Tom Brady. I honestly don't feel, Gary, like this may sound crazy, but I really don't feel like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to get out the wild card round because the one thing that the teams that they played against, and I don't even feel like I'm being petty when I'm saying this, but every team that seems to have a pass rush, they struggle. Right? If they're going up against a team that has a mediocre pass rush, like Atlanta, come on, man. Like they can't get no type of penetration. Or the Detroit Lions, I said they said Cancun on 3 a couple weeks ago. You know, they was already in Cancun. They already booked their trip. So they really haven't went up against a team that has a pass rush that can get to the quarterback. Now, I don't know what the score is of that Philadelphia-Washington game right now, but I don't know if they want to see the Giants, you know what I'm saying, especially the way the Giants played them on that Monday night.
That's right.
And the way Leonard Williams is playing. So I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't think it's just going to be as simple as people making it out to be. And I understand that Tom Brady is playing outstanding right now, and the offensive line has been protecting him pretty decent. But, bruh, them Giants, that football team, they can't get after your quarterback, and they can make things kind of disruptive to him. And if you get pressure on Tom Brady, he has shown you that, I mean, he will go down. You know he ain't going to run. So, but what do you think, Gary, before you go, what do you think about the Saints going up against the Bears, man? What do you expect to see in that game?
Well, if I'm going to be real with you, I mean, we might start off a little bit slow maybe since it's the playoffs.
Right.
But we're going to get in a groove. We're going to take care of business. Is Drew Brees. I trust this man in the final 2 minutes. It don't matter what situation it is.
Yeah.
And C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Javon Wims. Just the Saints and the Bears, ever since the first time they played the regular season, right, this year, I expect some fighting. Something's going to happen.
Well, hopefully it don't
around the face and everything, man.
Hopefully it don't involve CJ getting kicked up out of the game because we're gonna need him, man. So
yeah. I don't want to see that, but I think that's probably gonna happen. Someone's gonna say something. Someone's gonna swing, man. I don't know. As long as the Saints get the win, we good. So they can talk about all we want.
Yep. Look, I just want them to win. I've said this since the beginning of this show. I just want them to win. I don't care how they win. I just want victory. I just want them to move on to the divisional round where they have another home game. And like I said, if you are the number 2 seed, I mean, that's a really good spot to be in because there's a possibility you can play 3 straight home games. So the NFC Championship game can be in New Orleans if Green Bay slip up. You never know, man. This is the playoffs. But Gary, thank you so much, man. And call back anytime. No need to be nervous, man. You call back anytime. Be a part of the show. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, man. I've been watching you. Thank you very much, man. It's
man, appreciate it, man. Take it easy, Gary.
Yeah. All right,
man. Shouts out to Gary, man. Like, man, that's humbling. Wow, I'm taken back by it. Dang. King Arthur, thank you very much for the $5. Says TJ, you think Jalen Hurts could end up the best quarterback from this class? Y'all follow Fix It Arts on Instagram. I'm gonna leave that up for a second so everybody can see that. We bring a new vibe with my paint game. Okay, so y'all check it out, man. I'm gonna let everybody drink that in. Make sure that y'all follow that on Instagram, Fix It Arts. Support King Arthur. I have a special place for all those artists out there, especially my big brother EJ, who y'all seen on the show a couple of times. He is an artist. He does really great work, and so shouts out to all the artists out there, and make sure that y'all follow Fix It Arts on Instagram. Terrell says Washington 10-0. Okay, like the football team looking like they trying to get to the postseason, and I'm just happy, man. Shouts out to Ron Rivera. Everybody know what he's going through this season, so hopefully they can go ahead and get it done. Bears will try to get people thrown out with talking smack. Well, they can try, but the Saints just got to be the more disciplined team. Ghostface, Mr. Optimism, says, "Hey TJ, any word on Taysom Hill injury? No, I'm pretty sure it's a thigh bruise, man. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a thigh bruise." Good caller, yeah, Gary, man. Shouts out to Gary. Like, man, that was a humbling phone call right there. But I'm just happy, man. Like, I don't want anybody to feel nervous about calling in. I understand people, they have several people that actually watch the State of the Saints and never call in, but don't ever feel like you can't call in, Ghostface, thank you very much for the $5. Said, TJ, can you give my State of David Ruffin podcast a shout out? Ghostface, okay. Special shout out to Ghostface Grillers, State of David Ruffin podcast, because we already know there's only one David Ruffin, and without him, y'all just a group in search of a David Ruffin. I've been thinking we need to change the group name to David Ruffin and the Temptations. You're begging me not to leave you, and I refuse to let you go. Yeah, David Ruffin and the Temptations. What y'all think? They ain't never gonna happen. Well, I'm out. Come on, man. Y'all know I was just joking with. Hey, man, one of my favorite movies right there, man. Shout out to David Ruffin, man. We about to move on. We got Bootsy, man. What's going on, man?
What's up, TJ?
Man, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Coolin', man.
Yeah, so what you got for me, man? What you got for me?
Everybody, one topic I be thinking about, everybody be hollering about, is this Breeze last year, or they want Breeze to retire? Shit, that man he's still playing at a high level. To me, if it's up to him, I say, man, come back for another year. Come, let's do this ride again, man.
Well, but he got to stay true to himself, Boosie, and when you're a 41-year-old quarterback and you get 11 broken ribs and you got 4 young kids at home and you got a wife, it does put things into perspective, man. And you look, I love Drew Brees as well as the next man, but I don't want to see Drew Brees leave a broken down shell of himself. And they're all whispers right now, Boosie. They're all whispers, man, where people are like being very critical of Drew Brees' play. And I feel like he don't deserve that, man.
Nah, man. He's still a good quarterback. He just probably, can't really throw the ball down the well. I ain't gonna say that because he done completed a couple passes this year down the field, some bombs, some nice ones. I just feel like sometimes he be hesitating because he know that his arm might not be that strong no more. So if he throw the ball real deep or something, it might get picked off. So sometimes he hesitates. That's why he kind of check it down. I be seeing that a little bit too. But at the end of the day, man, he played good today. We was down a whole lot of players. Albert Kamara, hopefully he'll be back next Sunday.
Right.
Hopefully he come back. Deontay Harris, Chauncey Garner.
They coming back. Like, that was the best thing that happened, Boosie, that this game is being played on Sunday. See, it gives Alvin Kamara opportunity to check with his doctor. And if he just so happened, to not to have any of the symptoms and, like get a positive test, he can be back. He can be back for this game, and so can CJ Gardner-Johnson. Now, if this game was on a Saturday, then we wouldn't have had those guys. And Michael Thomas is going to be removed off the COVID list. COVID list, the IR. He going to play. Deontay going to play. Patrick Robinson, who already off the list, I'm pretty sure he's going to play. So that's a plus to have those guys back in the lineup, man, because we're going to need them. We're going to need them, man.
We're gonna need them in the long run. And another thing, I hope that whoever we play, we don't take them real like lightly and go up in there and stink up the joint, because the last couple of years I feel like we got home field advantage, or we was at home and we just was relaxed, or we feel like the team just gonna bow down. Them teams gonna give us their all, they're gonna give us their effort, because they ain't trying to go home. It's win or go home. Point blank, period. Ain't no next week. Ain't no the week after that where you go into practice and you got to go to your locker and you got to clean out your locker because it's time to go home. It's win or go home, man. Point blank, period. That should be the topic on everybody's mind. Whoever thinking about, oh, this next week or we got the week after that. No, you gonna have Sunday at, I think, about 3:30 or whatever, and whenever the game ends, hopefully we come out with a W, because I'm just tired of the past couple years. We get to the playoff.
Yes.
Yeah, dog. That shit heartbreaking.
That's all I'm thinking about, man. That is all I'm thinking about. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just glad they're in the postseason, but bro, I ain't gonna try to lie. Like, I'm sorry, man. I wish I can fake it to make it for y'all, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? That's in the back of my mind. I can't take. Look, if they go out there and they play as hard as they can and they end up losing this game, I think I can accept that. But if I see fumbles, interceptions, guys not blocking like this week one, like, I'm gonna be like, bruh, I don't know. I don't know. I can't take that. I can't, bro. I can't do it.
Man. I don't know how I'm gonna react, or I know I'm gonna be mad if anything goes down like that. Hopefully it doesn't. This a new year, this a new team. So hopefully those years of heartbreak, they learn from that and they don't want to feel it, because the Who That Nation, we be hurt, bro. We be hurt for a long time.
And I know they're gonna be hurting too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we can hurt more than them, especially them knowing that they got a good team like that. But Booster, man, thank you so much for the call, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Take it easy.
Already. Thank you, TJ. Who that?
Who that? Man, shouts out to Booster, man, calling in. And special shout out to Be Kind, being extremely kind. Thank you very much for the highest donation in State of the Saints podcast history. $50 donation says, I feel spoken words, JT chosen, and callers, thank you for staying true to you. I learned so much as I listen. False Gap, NOS, how we play right, wrong. Dad taught me the love of Facebook. We went to New Orleans Saints first game. No, he said I love of football. Excuse me, not Facebook. Love of football. Went to the New Orleans Saints game. Love to your mom and family. Yeah, man. Shouts out to my mom, man. Thank you so much. Be kind for the donation. $50, man. Unbelievable. That's the highest donation I ever got on this show at one time. Keen Arthur, thank you very much for the $5. Says David Ruffin, y'all can't do me like this. Hold on, I didn't want to rip that paper. Y'all can't. Hold on, I gotta move this. Y'all can't do me like this. when he ripped up that paper that said he got fired, y'all can't do me like this. I can see Leon practicing that in the mirror. TJ, you going home for Mardi Gras? I know you're New Orleans local, but gotta ask. Nah, I don't even think they're having Mardi Gras this year, to be honest with you, because of COVID. But nah, bro, I can't do that, man. I can't go to no super spreader events. Okay, I can't roll with the super spreaders. You know what I'm saying? Like, until this thing dies down, I'm pretty much close to the hip. Javi, thank you very much for the $5. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat for Jared Poor, because Jared Poor is gonna be the last and final call that I take here tonight, because we're gonna go ahead and end the show. So it's only right that we end the show with the OG of the State of the Saints podcast. So I'm putting a link down there for Jerry to chime in, get his thoughts on the game and get his spiel in, man. The OG deserves his time. Okay. Mooney and Robinson, I think Mooney is definitely going to want to play, because didn't he go to Tulane? And him coming back to New Orleans, I know that's going to be a plus for him. Pick Sick Blog World also get some love because that is my big brother EJ. Negative on the Mardi Gras this year. Yeah, I gotta admit that. Yeah, that ain't gonna fly. And I hope that you ain't going, EJ. Hope you ain't going out there, bro. Just chill, man. We don't need no super spreaders around here. RJ says, TJ, you doing the show tomorrow? Depends, man. Like, look, we're in the process of moving right now. Like we want to be moving into our new home next week. So I don't know. I don't know just yet. I mean, we're doing some packing. We're trying to do some things to try to get ourselves prepared. So don't know if I'm going to do a live show tomorrow. Might do a little something. You know what I'm saying? Probably it's going to be something that's pre-recorded and premiered like how I've been doing this week. And I do apologize. I know people be looking forward to doing the live streams, but that's what my priorities are right now, man. We got to get that done. I ain't trying to be waiting towards the last minute or anything like that. Anybody that moves knows, man, it's a process, and you try to get yourself packed up early so you don't have to deal with some of those things you have to deal with. Jerry, what's going on, man?
What's going on, TJ Jones, the host?
Yes, sir.
Of the State of the Saints podcast.
Hey, man, how you doing, man? Yeah, man, I'm gonna give you the final word of the night. Last call that I'm gonna make. Chris and Davey, I apologize, man, but I have to end the show after Jerry here. You're gonna have to cut it. I actually have to work. I have to go to work after this. So.
Well, TJ Jones is just like that song Vanessa Williams sung back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. You can only save the best for last. So I'm glad I'm the last caller for tonight because I have the final word for tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, before I get into the aftermath of this game, mm-hmm. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I love you all so much. I hope y'all New Year's starting off with a big bang. As long as also with the Saints winning big up in Charlotte over Carolina, 33-7. I'm sorry, it's a little disappointed. I was disappointed that we didn't get the 1 seed, mm-hmm. but I'm okay with the second seed. So it's better than dropping low.
Right.
So and I'm sure that everybody heard that next Sunday we will be playing Chicago in the Superdome in New Orleans on CBS, I think /Nickelodeon. I'm like, wait a minute, Nickelodeon broadcasting the Saints. Wait a minute. Wait, you're not talking about Nickelodeon. I'm like, what? And then I get notifications from the New Orleans Saints app on my phone. Mm-hmm. And I looked it up and it say the Saints and Bears game will be next Sunday at 3:40 on CBS. I say, okay, I'm cool with that because I got CBS. Nickelodeon I don't, but CBS I do. So I'm straight.
I wonder why they playing on CBS because they're NFC team. So normally NFC teams play on Fox. That's weird.
Normally they always. Well, they kind of switch back and forth because you have some AFC games on Fox as well, and you have some NFC. They even had the Cardinals and the Rams on CBS earlier this afternoon.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of rare to see.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. Look, as long as Joe Buck ain't calling my game, I'm good. Okay,
I did it because look, hey. Yeah, well, but yeah, but when we were kids growing up, the AFC games always play on like CBS, I think NBC, and mm-hmm. all the NFC games was playing on Fox until but then it grew more. So hey, I'll take it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with it. Like I said, I don't care.
No, that's more.
They can play on CBS, Fox, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, the Food Network. I can care less as long as the Saints in the playoffs.
IFC, Sundance, all that.
Right, exactly. Shoot, the old network. Oprah can call the game all I care. Look, as long as the Saints in the playoffs, I can care less, bro. That's just the way I feel about it.
There you go. That part right there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I was looking in the chat. I think it say that I think Pittsburgh and Cleveland playing on NBC / Peacock. I think it's Saturday night. I think at 7:15, if I'm not mistaken, or it was Sunday. So,
Right.
but I look at the new the schedule, the playoff schedule, what it looked like after I get off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm looking at. But us, we playing on CBS next Sunday, so I'm cool with that. So hopefully, prayerfully, Kamara will be back for this game. Hopefully,
yeah, hopefully,
him
man.
and Murray and the rest of them.
Right. We definitely gonna need on OG in order for them to beat the Bears. The Bears, like, look, they're a tough team, and I'm not looking past them. And hopefully the Saints don't. But Jerry, thank you so much, man. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for chiming in. And really
you're more than welcome.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing before I get off. Congratulations on your move. I wish you and the family well on your move to your new house and everything. My blessings to you, my brother.
Man,
and also to shout out to all the callers that called in, like Chanel and whoever else that came on there that's on the line with the Talk Saints football with you. Shout out to everybody that came on the line. I love each and every one of y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, because without you guys, the OG wouldn't be where he'd be today if it wasn't for y'all.
Man,
so
for
I
real.
thank God for each
the Saints podcast eat too, man. You know, like, I appreciate everybody. Real talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, but we're gonna talk more later this week.
Yeah, man.
And
hopefully we
shout out to your wife
and hopefully we
shout out to your wife and Pac-Man too, bro.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. I'll let them know, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome, TJ.
Yeah, who that?
For life.
Man, shouts out to Jerry Port Jr., man. Like, seriously, man. Hopefully we talking, because the Saints then went deeper and deeper into the playoffs. Let's go ahead and read a few more comments, and then we'll just roll up out of here. TJ says, just have your heart monitor ready. Yeah, definitely. We all know that those Saints games, my goodness. Ian Mackey says Sunday. Malcolm says Sunday. Y'all sound like the monster truck rally. Now Sunday. That's all I'm seeing now. Ghostface says Ernest Facts. TJ Skyzilla. Y'all ain't lying though. It's verified. Saints on Sunday. We love the OG. Yeah, man. Shouts out to the OG. Shouts out to everybody that called in. All the first-time callers, long-time listeners. Thank y'all so much for being a part of the State of the Saints podcast. Marcus says you're the best podcaster, bro. Who that? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for making this show so fun to do. Brandon says, I wonder if the Saints would be willing to keep Quan after this year. I would. Ray says, when the Saints win the Super Bowl, I can hear people saying, oh, it's because Breeze were retiring, so it was the NFL gift to the Saints. I can care less. They can gift wrap it, put it in a gold bowl to me. I can care less. Look, a championship is a championship. The Saints win this week. It's the best win out of everybody, 33-7. Yeah, it was a pretty dominant win. Bad Girl 310 says the way this team is built, they should be destined to win the Super Bowl. If they don't win the Super Bowl this year, they don't deserve it. No excuses. And we're gonna leave it on that note right there, because I can just hear the word period. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the truth. My final thoughts on this game is very, very simple. The Saints did what they needed to do. They only could control what they could control. Didn't work out in their favor getting that number 1 seed, but you do have the number 2 seed, which is the next best thing. You have to go and you have to beat the Chicago Bears, okay? The Carolina Panthers, you were supposed to beat them because you're a better team than the Carolina Panthers. So you getting that victory was impressive. It was impressive to see Ty Montgomery go out there, who mostly played wide receiver with the Saints, and went out there and rushed for 105 yards. It was impressive to see those 5 turnovers, regardless to, who was throwing the football. It was impressive to see those guys getting those turnovers. It was also impressive just to actually see the offensive line push guys back, in order to create lanes for Ty Montgomery. all in all, I just was impressed with the Saints. I just want to see them use the running game going forward, going into the postseason, not shy away from it, and also just stay on top of these teams, man. For the last couple of weeks, the Saints have been extremely impressive with opening drives. For 2 straight weeks, the Saints have drove down the field and scored touchdowns, and that's the only thing that you can expect out of them, man. I expect Drew Brees, since I feel like this is going to be his last season, for him to go out there and battle it out, leave it all on the line, leave no stone left unturned. And I expect for the defense to go out there and play as if they understand that this team is not going to be structured the way that it is right now. Next year, this can be their last really true legitimate chance for a while for them to get back to the postseason. And I honestly feel like that's one of the main reasons why you don't have a lot of people really rooting for the Saints or really putting the Saints out there, because I guess they don't want to look crazy, because they know that the Saints have a tendency of screwing up in a postseason. So maybe that's the reason why people aren't jumping out of the window, and maybe that's the reason why they're putting other teams before the Saints. But regardless, okay, look, games are not won by people's opinions and predictions and prognostications. They're won between those lines. All right, so hopefully the Saints can get the job done, and we continue to have the State of the Saints podcast, and hopefully it won't be the final edition of State of the Saints podcast next week, which I highly doubt, because I know the Saints should be ready. And I stand by what I said. If you lose to Mitchell Trubisky, that's a shot to your legacy. Who that gamer? Thank you very much for the $4.99. Said just showing some love. Keep up the good work. Who that gamer? Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And also, I will be on 103.7 The Game. I think that's down in Lafayette, Louisiana, on tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be on RP3's morning show. So if you're not doing anything, check out 103.7 The Game, and check your boy out, man. We're going to be talking about the game that took place, and also the game against the Chicago Bears. So if you're not doing anything, you're up tomorrow morning, check your boy out on 103.7 The Game. But this has been the State of the Saints podcast. I am TJ Jones, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Also on Facebook, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Check your boy out on Twitter, at State of Saints. That's at State of Saints. Instagram, TJ Jones _. And also previous episodes are available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Be sure to check out the TJ Knows Wrestling podcast that comes out once a week. Subscribe to that channel as well. That's TJ Knows Wrestling on youtube.com. You can just type in, because I think I have more than one of those pages. So if you type in TJ Knows Wrestling, just type in Bret Hart, and it'll bring you to the most recent episode. And please subscribe and support if you're a wrestling fan. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?